Listen, I'm pretty sure that everyone has an opinion.
F***ing sexist! Misogynistic!
We all have a say or a different viewpoint on a certain topic. That's what makes all of us different and unique from each other. Kinda interesting how one or more person can agree on one thing, but also disagree on another.
You calm the fuck down!
But it seems like nowadays, if you disagree with one party about one little thing, you'll be called the Antichrist and have your ass crucified.
One more time!
Like, damn, all this because I said The Godfather was okay? And even if you stay neutral, people will still come at you in a negative way and gonna be like, man, pick a side. And I'm just like, no, bitch, leave me alone. So in today's video, I'm gonna rank each of my opinions that I feel is least controversial to the most controversial.
Good morning, you see.
And I'm not doing any like specific topics. So movies, shows, food. Well, I already kind of did food in one of my last videos. So check that out if you want to hear me bitch about food. But like I was saying, I'm talking about everything. Any type of media, social issue, just whatever I feel people will look at me crazy for saying in public. This one I feel like most will agree with me on. And if not most, then some, because I've seen this discussion a lot, and it's dealing with my dog, Bats, and his arch enemy. Now don't get me wrong, I fucks with the Joker. And these two rivalries is simply iconic, but a villain that I feel is way more cooler than the Joker, Two-Face. The Joker might be the better villain, but the only thing that's really going for him is his one gimmick.
Do you know how much people commit suicide because of you?
Good. And that's just being a pure psychopath because of his terrible upbringing, with no official past or any history. Which is kind of cool. He's like an ambiguous character, but anyone can interpret how the man became to be. But that's not the case at all with Two-Face. His exact story is that he's a fallen hero that tried to do right for Gotham, the same city that ended up doing him dirty at the end, making him into a man that's just conflicted with his own self and what's right, not only for Gotham but for himself. Like, that alone is way more interesting to me than just some crazy terrorist clown that appears out of thin air to start some shit. And his whole ideology, there's a thin line between good and evil, is portrayed through all his little character quirks. The two-sided coin, his face literally represents his good and bad side, and not to forget them drippy two-color ass suits. Like, damn, this character is so fucking cool, bro. And I think that's probably why I'm siding more with Two-Face, because even though Joker might be the better and iconic villain, Two-Face is just more complex and interesting, in my opinion. I actually want to know what y'all think in the comments with this one, because I feel like this one could be like real debatable. But let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is my opinion towards a comedian. Highly considered the king of comedy. Every comedian's favorite comedian. And that man is no other than Dang Richard Pryor. I'ma just rip the band-aids quick for this one. I don't think Richard Pryor is that funny. Wait, hold on. Before you go to the comment section and start cussing me out, hear me out. I won't say he's not funny at all. He does have his moments, and he is without a doubt an influential figure in comedy. But over the years, I feel like his comedy is outdated. He has jokes that comedians way after him done numerous or better times, because honestly, Richard Pryor was the first funny nigga. Meaning he was one of the first comedians that's humor was based on giving a perspective of being a black man in America, and going about it in a crass, uncut, edgy way, while still wanting you to understand where he's coming from, which was really never done at the time. And comedians who were inspired by this took the formula and elevated it to the point where it just completely outdoes what Richard Pryor started, which is nothing wrong with it. He was a pioneer that opened the door for what comedy could also be than just telling "take my wife please" jokes. He opened the door and it never closed for the comedians that were inspired by his style and took it to new heights. Basically what I'm saying is, he was simply a man of his time, which I respect, because without him, we wouldn't have legends like Chris Rock, Martin Lawrence, Bernie Mac, or Dave Chappelle, who are all funnier than Richard. Moving on. Number 3. This might come off awkward because my last topic was about a comedian that everyone loves, who I said was not that funny, and I'm talking about comedy that supposedly everyone hates, that I find funny. So, comedy is subjective, but the comedy I'm talking about is
Norbit!
no, that really wasn't a joke that time. I really find Norbit funny. Say what you want, because trust me, I heard it all being said that this movie is dumb, offensive, racist, stupid, childish, dumber. And yes, that's all true. And I love it. It really is such a dumb movie. Like, it has no shame of being what it is, because it knows what it is. And it's been a dumb, offensive movie just for the sake of it. Like, you don't mess with the Zohan, a movie that is so stupid and offensive, but somehow is just perfect at doing it, which is the same case with Norbit. It's just fun to watch one of those movies where you sit back, turn your brain off, and be childish, laughing at the movie, which is childish itself. It's just a test of showing that every movie doesn't have to be perfect or take itself serious. Because if every movie is perfect, none of them will be. Now this might ruffle a few feathers, mainly because this is a cartoon from the 2000s that people love that I don't really care for. Can you guess which one I'm talking about? I'll give you a second to guess. Time's up. It was the Fairly Odd Parents. Moving on. Nah, just playing. Not about not liking the Fairly Odd Parents, because I don't. But I will explain why. I just don't like it. I don't like the characters. I find them annoying, and the show is honestly not that funny to me. I would just remember being a kid, watching it, and getting absolutely nothing out of it. Just watching it because I was waiting for another show to come on after it. One thing I can give Fairly Odd Parents is his art style. That dude, Butch Hartman, really does have a cool and unique art style. Like, it's so simple, but yet stylish. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Not to forget that fucking theme song, which, I ain't gonna lie, is one of the best TV show themes. And then I watched something else because I was only there for the theme song. But the overall show, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying the show is bad, because I really do see why people love this one. Like I said, it has a great art style. The premise is a creative idea. And that probably are characters people come out loving. But it just doesn't do it for me, sadly. I might go back and watch to see if there's something I'm missing. But not today. I just realized most of this list is negative opinions towards stuff, and that's the same case for my number one. The comment section should look quite interesting for this one. But while you're down there saying I'm an uncultured dumbass, how about you like and subscribe for me being bold and speaking my mind on questionable opinions? Yeah. Anyways, my number one unpopular opinion. Would you be surprised that what I'm talking about is not only beloved but an iconic franchise? I mean, you shouldn't. There's works in media that I look fondly at, believing someone truly a real piece of art. Then when you want to share the experience of something you consider a true masterpiece, someone just can come along and say, that's fucking stupid. And it's just like, well, fuck me, right? But it's also like, whatever, man. It is what it is. That's just how you felt about it. That's cool. So you should know, whatever I'm about to say is my opinion, which I hope you could respect. If not, fuck you. That being said, my unpopular opinion, nigga, I'm stalling so bad. My number one unpopular opinion is Star Wars is okay. I get it. Like, for real, I get it. From watching the original trilogy, I understand why you would love the colorful cast of characters, the unique world building and lore, but for me, it's fine. And I think it's just down to the fact that I watched Star Wars too late, or I was born too late, but I can't just blame my mama for not birthing me in an early time period. It feels like as long as I existed, Star Wars has always been exposed to me one way or another. From the characters, the merchandise promotion for TV and movies, and not to forget the infinite parodies from TV and movies and memes. A piece of media that's referenced so much in other media can sort of strip away the charm and originality that the original media had. And Star Wars is the prime example of that. I could appreciate seeing something that had a large impact on people. But when people constantly use it, then it kind of loses that impact it once had when a new viewer is stepping in. And I think that's what happened to me. By the time I watched the original for my own, the magic someone experienced in 1977 doesn't have the same effect on me. Someone from today, where everything is parodied or mean to its core, which is okay. There's a lot of things I respect and appreciate from it, but overall it's just not for me, which can be said for all my picks. I have no certain bias or negative viewpoint towards my picks. It's just how I felt from experiencing each of these pieces of media. So again, don't take it to the heart if I said something you would never agree on, but if you do, the fuck you gonna do about it?